welcome. We're calling the meeting to order today at 10 a.m.
No.
And, I mean, 1 p.m., excuse me.
Thank you.
So used to it, forgive me. Okay. Anyway, the next order of business is, did everybody have a chance to read the minutes?
Yes.
And do I have a motion?
So move.
Second?
Second? Can we vote?
Aye.
Unanimous? Okay, so unanimous that everybody accepted the meeting?
Thank you.
Minutes, excuse me. Next, a report from the COA. That goes over to Ralph.
I really have nothing to report. We haven't had a meeting in a while. Some of us having forgotten one of the meetings. So I have nothing really to add.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Van, a report from the Recreation
Yeah,
Department?
we had a meeting not too long ago, and we're dealing with some issues right now that we got our CPC articles in. There were 3 of them that we posted. And those went in a couple of days ago. Other than that, you know, we had a very brief meeting the other day. We just barely made a quorum, but we finished what we had. There's nothing special that we have to report today beyond that.
Okay. Thank you very much, both of you. Okay, now we're on to old business, and we're over to Carolyn. And would you like to introduce first?
Sure. It's a little.
Is she old business?
She's not.
I apologize. I just wanted to include her before we got rolling.
I appreciate that. And as you all know, no one is happier in this world to be introducing Reagan to you, who is our program specialist too. And she has been here a month. Little over, not much over, and has hit the ground running. And I'm not going to steal her thunder. I'm going to let her tell you a little bit about herself and what she's been working on. So we're so happy to have you, as you know. And this is the Facilities Committee, so.
It's nice to meet all of
Welcome
you.
aboard.
Thank you very
Welcome
much.
aboard. Yeah.
So I come here originally from Harwich, just moved back in November. I have 2 twin daughters, well, not 2 twins. I have 1 set of twins. That is good. They're 12 years old and they go to Lighthouse Charter School. I come with a very diverse background in programming and marketing and working with all age groups. I've done faith formation. I've done programming through nonprofits. And I'm really excited to bring all of that to the table. And as Carolyn said, we kind of we hit the ground running in October. We have a bunch of stuff planned in October. A lot of new stuff coming up and a lot of great ideas for the coming year in 2024. So just to give you a couple of brief little things that are going to be going on this month. Traditionally, we're going to continue with the boutique. The Halloween trick-or-treat, of course, we're going to do that. We've offered 1 movie night so far for the family, trying to incorporate multi-generational activities for all ages. So we're going to be doing a couple family nights. We have connected with the Cape Cod Military Museum, and they're going to be doing a series of lectures once a month between now and June. And there's a title for each one, and I actually don't have the list with me, but it's they coordinate with the time of year. So like this month they're doing like spooky events around the war and how it pertains to to Cape Cod in particular. Some great stories. He comes with display, so we're really looking forward to that. And I know I've been in touch with the COA and a lot of reached out to other Veteran Affairs, and they're getting the word out about those. So we're really excited about that. Tonight we have the poetry reading, which was a success the first time, so we're going to do it again. In November we have some new things coming up. We're going to do a teen and middle school clothing swap for different age groups. There's a lot out there for the younger generation, so trying to put a little bit more into the middle age group. We have, what else do we have in November?
Oh, in November.
Yeah. we have, oh, right now we're doing a step challenge, a Walktober step challenge. And it's a 5-week community. All you have to do is write down how many steps you take in a day, log it for 5 weeks, and then at the end we're going to do a celebration, a ceremony, and a little get together in the multi-purpose room and give out awards for like most steps in the age group or at most average steps. So just stuff to get the community involved. We have some great ideas coming up for the next year. We're going to do a Try It, You Might Like It series where every month somebody for the comes from the community and teaches a class.
For kids.
For kids, all ages. I think we're kind of looking at spanning it between all ages, but a lot of focus on the younger kids, because I know just from being involved in families with young children, it's always a struggle to find ways to keep the kids engaged, and sometimes affording to do that and find something that is interactive is difficult. So a lot of great ideas, a lot of things coming up in December. Teresa Martens is going to come to a hammer and stain workshop.
Oh,
I don't know if you remember her, but just trying to get a lot of people in from the community to also participate in putting on the events. Okay. So that's what we have going on. Did I miss anything?
No, but we'll go over the other events. But
Yes.
if I could ask the board, if you don't mind introducing yourself, just so that she knows who you are and how you're connected to facilities.
I'm Van Cacciador, and I'm chairman this year. I'm chairman of the Harwich Youth and Rec, and I'm a member of the Facilities Committee.
I'm Ralph Smith. Seems like I've been on this board forever. I'm also on the Council on Aging Board. Volunteered with them and with you folks here for a long time, so getting old.
Forward to working with all of you, and of course,
I'm Angie Chalaka, and I'm on this board. I was also with the Council on Aging, and we really want to welcome you. And I want to say Carol's always done a fun job coming up with all kind of ideas. It's great to have young blood in. This is great.
You're calling me old? I'm just checking.
I think I just got called old a little bit ago, so.
Now, where did you come from originally?
Harwich.
I'm from Harwich.
Yeah, but I mean, where your other employment?
So,
you said you did a lot of stuff.
Yep. So I, before this, I actually worked at Cape Cod Hospital, but prior to that, around the COVID era, I was faith formation director of First Church in Sandwich, and I did all of the programming for them. Ran the volunteer programs, did all the youth programming, including confirmation and First Communion. I it was more like program development and marketing for a company that produces fertilizer. Pretty much is we brought the product to market, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So we launched for that, and then prior to that, I worked on Martha's Vineyard for a nonprofit, working with them, mostly doing school age farm to table.
Very diversified.
Yes, very.
Yeah.
And how do we spell your first name?
Just like the president.
Okay.
Yeah.
that works.
R-E-A-G-A-N.
Okay.
That works, yeah. Well, Reagan, welcome aboard, and we really appreciate that you're here. It's great. I'm glad that you're doing a lot with kids. I mean, I would love for you to keep developing that, so we get more family stuff for middle and high school kids too.
Yes.
You've obviously known each other before, do we gather?
I'm trying to get your last name. Say again?
Oh,
Will.
Wilda, W-I-L-D-A.
Wilda. Okay.
And I'm just gonna say, you haven't changed a bit. Like, you look exactly the same.
Thank you.
Yeah.
For an old bag, thank you.
No.
Even my
Here we
son
go with this
had
old
it.
stuff again.
One of my
Come on.
favorite teachers. One of my favorite.
My son Thomas had Mrs. Jalaka.
Yeah.
That's a great thing.
All of you kids
Yeah.
were great. So it's nice to see young people coming back to the town to work too. That's
It's a wonderful story.
a wonderful story.
And just because we're on new staff, the other person we have is a new custodian, and I was gonna have him come in, but he's jumped right to work. Randy Ellis has joined us. He is our evening custodian, also a Harwich.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
It's which I think is wonderful.
He's at 2 to 9.
Correct. Yep. He's here in the evening, so, and it has made a big difference.
When did he start?
He has about
2 weeks after.
2 weeks out, so they're both about just a little over a month in, so, and we've already
Just
seen
I
a
want
lot.
to make sure I'm right, because I want to announce to the members of the rec.
Sure.
What's.
Of course, I'll give you any information that y'all need.
So he's what we need.
He's already helped us
I mean,
transition
is
all
he
the
it,
stuff.
or is there
He's
more
it.
coming? He's it.
Nope,
Good.
that's all we're grateful.
Who's the day guy? Like, your day custodian?
His name is Dan Lewis. He has been here.
Yeah, Dan.
Yeah.
Lynn.
Yeah, and he's here. Although, as you all know, the custodial staff reports to the highway department, and so sometimes they switch out in the morning, not in the evening, because just Randy is here. So, but we're excited
Oh,
to
yeah, good.
finally
Good.
have the full gamut of what we need to
That's great.
keep moving forward.
Wonderful.
So, we're back. If you on the old business, one of the things that you had asked me to do is put together some samples so that you could look at them. So I put together the birthday party package. So I think if you don't mind, if you want to take that with you, and we can put it on the agenda for people to look at, make recommendations, see.
Do you need a vote on this, Carolyn?
I'd like you all to take a little time and
Next
look at it.
time?
Yeah,
Next
next
time?
time I think
Yeah,
it
but
should
you
go
need an
back on.
official vote on it.
And then we'll,
approving this?
yes, then we pass it on to
Okay.
the selectmen, because
Okay.
it is a
All
fee
right.
and they're the only ones that,
I'll make a note.
thanks, I
Let's go
appreciate
to the
that.
selectmen.
Since old seems to be a subject here, do we get a senior discount? No.
There's only good things happening
know.
here. So that was the birthday fee
Okay.
proposal,
Yeah.
so, and please make some changes and get it back to us. The next one is your first meeting, and I know we haven't had any because people have had doctor's appointments and things.
I'm sorry about tomorrow. I have to go off Cape
That's
tomorrow.
okay.
That's why
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah,
We're flexible.
well, my sister's property, we're passing papers on it tomorrow, so, yeah.
So that brings us to that the committee is required to reorganize.
I'd like to move that we have Mrs. Jalaka be our chairman.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, come
Yeah,
on.
you'll be great.
All right, temporarily.
I
I
move.
certainly
Okay.
second that.
Okay.
But can I also ask, will we be able to recruit more members to the board here?
I understand that there has been some interest in people putting information in, and they'll be interviewed at some time by the committee. And so, yes, I see great, I believe at some
We got
point
two
you'll,
vacancies, huh?
2 vacancies, and I believe that I know of 2 that have expressed interest. So I'm hoping we'll have a full complement soon.
Good.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes,
That's nice.
necessary and nice.
That's nice. Okay, want to continue on?
Sure. Next year's budget, it's that time of year again, so what I've always asked is if this committee would put forward any ideas. As you know how it works, we are pretty much, I don't want to say level funded, because that's not, but the increase is never any more than 2%. Our gas alone goes up more than 2% to run the building, but we will, as always, put in the information and requests that we need so that we can be successful. We have people here to program. We're going to clearly need to increase the programming budget. We're going to look for additional cameras in the building for safety and security. They're not currently covering all of the areas that we would like. These are some of the ideas I have. We will keep pushing for the carpet that has been passed, but that we really want to get.
Did you watch, by the way, if I may interrupt, were you at the selectmen's meeting on Monday night?
Yes,
They talked about the carpet,
correct.
and they indicated from what I was watching that the procurement is to go with it. Did you get that sense?
No, I'm waiting to hear, so the next step is, it's currently listed under the DPW, and I am happy to partner or work or help in any way that I can.
I just got the sense that the selectmen said.
It has been approved,
Yeah,
yes,
it's been approved.
so
and
now we
what
just
are
need
we
the,
waiting for? Let's get going with the carpet. One
We
of the
need to-
selectmen said, let's get going with it. And the other thing that came up that I thought I heard correctly was that they're not going to be pushing the 2.5%. They're looking at more of a 1% increase.
correct.
Am I right on it?
That is what they,
Yeah, that's the plan.
there is no official message, but
Yeah,
that was
That's the
the,
message that the selectmen gave to our town administrator, that to start working on budgets within that 1% range. and also they're looking at capital projects as well, because they're backlogged on capital projects. And the thing I didn't understand, maybe you can explain to me, the procurement issue, okay? In other words, if the town meeting has approved a project through CPC, but the bids come in higher than the money available, did I get a sense that Joe said that you could then rebid it to see whether or not, that same project, to see whether or not there are people out there who are willing to come in more reasonable? Did I get that sense at all?
I don't think that's what he was saying, and I would definitely not want to
Just tell
speak
me,
for any of
what
them.
did you hear that I heard differently?
I think that he said they would need to evaluate the situation, and if we needed to get the correct amount of money, you can ask for additional money at a town meeting, but I honestly, I was not in the room when that happened,
Okay.
so I don't want to,
I don't know.
I
know
definitely
if
don't want to give any
If I
wrong
heard it correctly, I thought I
information.
got a sense about something about rebidding to see whether or not there's any interest out there from other contractors that might
Well,
want
at
the
no
work at
time,
this point. I don't know.
this was not part of the meeting, but I do know that if you get bids and they don't meet the specifications, then you are not obligated to take
Right,
them. So
exactly.
that might have
Yeah.
been what he was
I'm gonna
referring
have to
to.
ask more about that,
So.
because we have a bid that was not within the range of money, and so I think we have to go out and rewrite the specs and everything else and rebid the whole project once again. Oh, by the way, CPC, as part of my report, the CPC pickleball courts, okay, the bids opened, and they're ready to go. They've been approved.
That's great.
Yeah.
You think they'll be done by May?
Hopefully, depends on contractors, you know. If, the bids are out, somebody got the bid already, so we'll see what happens, There's a lot of work to be done out there, but we're pushing for next spring, next summer sometime, hopefully.
That's great, thank you.
So I would just ask you if you have anything.
You know what I
we
would
are-
suggest, if I may?
Sure.
Why don't you put together a wish list, a separate wish list of things that you think
Sure.
this building could really support or need, a needs wish list.
Oh, I have it ready to
Okay,
go,
I'm
so
sure you do.
I'll present it to
Okay.
you at our next meeting
Yeah.
for sure.
And so that we could then look at that, because we may be thinking along the same lines as you are,
Sure.
and it's just duplicating the effort. But if you have a list of things, capital projects or other areas where you think you'd like to improve your budget, or look at that, within that 1%, you've got to establish a priority. So if you could
Absolutely.
put that list in a priority manner, so, from 1 to whatever you have, whatever is priority to you, Carolyn, okay?
Absolutely, I'll get that to you for our next.
Okay.
And I'll give you my tentative budget as it is.
Yeah.
We always know what we're allowed to spend in
Yeah.
certain areas, My
What is
job
our
is.
total budget, roughly?
Oh God, I can't believe you're asking me that on the spot. Wait,
Oh, never mind.
I have it.
Yeah,
I
okay,
will
yeah,
get you
yeah.
that. I
Now, you're
don't.
talking about the
Total budget.
the total
for
budget
for
to
the
operate
community center,
the building?
Yeah, I will get it for you. I don't
Yeah.
want to give a wrong number
Okay,
out
that's
because
fine.
I
Yeah.
feel very strongly about
Okay, understood.
not doing that. And
Understood.
but I will tell you, 75%, 79% of our budget pays for the operations of the building. So it's paying for the lights, the heat, the
right.
gas,
Right.
any of the actual operating of the building.
And the
It's-
ancillary can cost along with those as well.
Right, so those things are within my budget, not in COA or youth and recreation. So those are things we know we can't cut. We have to have the lights on, we have to have. So if you look at it, the community center budget, which is why I don't want to give out too many numbers until I have
No, I
it right here in
understand.
front of me. So that last between 24% is programming, which is at about $4,000 to do.
Well, let
all
me
the
ask you, the
programming.
other day, I saw some of the guys from Highway doing some work up top of the roof area.
Mhm.
That's not in your budget, is it, that work? Is that in your budget, or is that highway budget?
That would be in highway.
Okay.
So we do split some of that, the maintenance to the
So
building.
any exterior,
Not exactly
No.
like that. It's a very jagged, like there are fire extinguishers in the building, and that comes from my budget. So if one of those fire extinguishers have to be replaced, those come from ours, and they always have to be replaced. You get them tested, and they, so things like that that people would not even think of, so.
The moves that you made, okay, where they had the paint, some of these rooms, is that in your budget or is that highway?
So the paint, the highway bought, we paid to have the equipment moved from our gift account. So the highway couldn't move all the equipment. The pool tables were in need of resurfacing and to move them, so we paid for those to be done out of the community
You have a revolving
center.
account?
I have a gift account that, the only revolving fund I have is through the weight room, and that is specifically for
For that
weight
purpose.
room. It's not used for
Right.
anything
I
else,
understand.
so.
So any of the moves that you made from the weight room, does that come out of the revolving account?
No.
Any-
The new equipment would come out of that,
Yeah,
but the moves, like to move the furniture,
Yeah.
came from my gift account,
okay, the gift account.
not from anything
So you
else.
have two separate accounts, revolving and gift.
Yes, we get a gift, usually every year from someone who passed, and left it to us, so. And it's used for things like that, that are not anticipated, wouldn't be in a budget line item, but we need to do, so,
Thank you.
of course.
Clarifications.
Of course, happy to.
Thank you, dear. Okay, now we're up to the director's updates.
You got it. So Reagan touched on some of these, but I'm going to go through it. In front of you, you have our newest newsletter. You also have some of the past newsletters as well. I would encourage you to look through it and make any recommendations or things that you might like to see different. I'm going to point out that we are trying to get more input from the public. So we are asking people to tell us what programs they'd like to see, what we can do, so that you'll see inside of the newsletter. In addition to some of the upcoming events, we have movie night on October 20th at 6 p.m. Hocus Pocus will be the movie. On October 19th,
Do you have this one? I don't think you have October's.
Thank you.
October 19th from 5:30 to 7 is our boutique costume pickup, where everyone can come in and get a costume or accessories for their costume. On Tuesday, October 12th at 5 p.m., we have the Cancer, Environmental Causes and Prevention talk and seminar. She's lovely and does a great job, so informative. On tonight at 6 to 7:30 is our open mic and poetry. Reagan already talked about the Walktober event, which it's not too late to sign up for, and every step counts. You're walking anyway, might as well join. You don't know, you could get a prize. We are having a open house because of the switching of some of the rooms inside the building for safety and accommodations. So we're going to do a open house on October 26th. At that time, we're also going to do the lend a hand, where we're painting everyone's hands and going to have them on frames, papers, and then post them around our new game rooms, because everyone has a hand in the community center's success. So don't miss that. Everyone should have their handprint. I hope all of you will be there.
It's the 26th.
26 to get your hand. It'll take just a minute. And then, of course, the museum lecture, the military one, is on October 27th at 5:30. Are you getting tired yet? This one specifically is for Angie, because I know she loves these. On October 17th at 5:30, we are playing a clue game, but it is not the board game. It's a live game. And you sign up for that, and I'm happy to say we already have people signed up, so everyone should sign up. It's going to be fun. And then, of course, last but not least is our amazing, which we hope, we're still looking for donations, our Halloween trick-or-treat drive-through event. That's October 31st at 5:30.
You're doing the drive-through
We
again?
are.
Not inside the building?
Not inside, we're outside
Is
in the
that
drive-through.
done, that inside?
We assess it every year and see
Yeah.
how the health and wellness of the community is before making our decision.
Can I add one thing?
No,
That we
just
put
kidding.
in the newsletter. I was gonna keep going anyway. I did put in a QR code for people to give feedback on programs they would like to see. So that, you know, obviously, we'd love to hear people's ideas, and going forward, specifically with me being new, love to hear what people in the community wanna see. So I've gotten, a few responses so far and getting a good handle on types of events people would like to see more of. So hopefully I'm gonna keep advertising that, because as much feedback as I can get, you know, the better programming we'll have.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
And just for those watching, and certainly not for Ralph, but the QR codes are what you see here. And if you just put your phone in front of it, you can open it up and
Your camera will scan it.
Sorry, I should have been more.
You answered a question before I asked it.
Ralph, I could anticipate that, so,
And people are always free to stop by and talk to
and
me.
call us.
But yeah,
Lot to read.
I was just gonna ask one question. It's just great. I mean, it's wonderful. I'm loving all the things. Did you also let the middle and high school parents so that we get feedback from that older group?
Absolutely. Everything that we do, we send to the schools. And we went through, I'm not taking any credit, Reagan went through and found all kinds of other organizations that were listed that we hadn't been in touch with prior to me meeting with you. We were sending them to different schools and different groups, and so I think are now signed up for.
yeah. Every Tuesday I send out a pretty big email to a long list of people, different private schools, public schools in the community, groups, a lot of Facebook pages that have been started by organizations and parents. There's mommy groups everywhere, and so I've kind of been trying to.
Thank you, dear.
Do you get into the schools at all? Do you have a chance to get into the schools and
To physically go into the schools, no, but I've been in touch with.
to drop some of this up and talk to people?
It's been electronic, so I'll send them all the electronic versions of the flyers, and then they'll print them out themselves.
And we do follow up. We get their
Yes.
newsletter as well, and we can see it when it comes out.
Yeah.
So we do the whole circle. We
Good.
send it, we send an email with it, and then when it comes out, they kindly include us so we can see that it made it.
And the hope is with this Try It, You Might Like It program coming up for 2024 is that we make even more connections through local businesses and business owners and communities that they're involved with. So just I've already started making phone calls, talking to people, and gotten some feedback about that. So it's just the things that now that I have the time to do, because it was a lot. So
Where's your office?
She just got an office, I know, a whole month. She had been sharing my office with me, and she is now located right next to Susan Frazier's office.
Okay, that little room there?
Yep,
There was some machines in there, so.
correct, and those are now in the bigger room.
So can we drop in anytime and just chat with her?
Sure.
Okay,
I work most afternoon, evenings.
afternoon, evenings.
Yeah.
We wanted to cover clearly the whole building with one of us being here at all times, so it's been
So
working
your
great.
hours are more in the evening?
Monday, I'm here 10:30 to 6, so pretty much almost the whole day. I just come in a little later in the morning. Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, I'm here 1:30 to 9. And then Wednesday, it kind of depends on what programming we have going on or what I need to do. But yesterday I came in the morning because I wanted to be here for the first part of the day.
Good coverage. Terrific.
Yeah,
That's
it
right.
seemed,
Evening.
Absolutely.
if anybody's out sick or anything, then I'll try to work around
Good.
that so I can help Carolyn.
Terrific.
That's great. Wonderful.
So it has been a huge, I mean, I know it's just a month into it, but,
You're waiting a long time for that, right?
and she's met and exceeded my expectations,
Good.
so
This
I'm
is
very grateful.
Good. Good to have you.
And we're just gonna keep doing more and more, so,
Anyway, that's a good.
So we're excited about that and the opportunity to work with so many different people. It's been great. I had an opportunity at the meeting to talk to some parents too, and we're happy to do more programming too. So we're gonna connect and keep going, and
I'm sure you've seen the article in today's Chronicle about parents complaining about no programs here.
I saw,
They're criticizing rec, not your
Yeah,
folks.
right.
yes,
We're on top of it, Ralph.
yes,
We'll
and
be
you
dealing
know,
with it appropriately.
we'll, yeah, we definitely want to be part of a solution.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's what we're,
I'm
yeah.
looking at some of these, which are
Yeah.
good for kids.
Yeah, so we're excited about it and happy. We're happy to, you know, everyone can always do better. That's what I said. Poor Reagan's probably heard me say that about 1,000,000 times. I say, I just want to do better. I want to do
Right.
better than I did yesterday. I want to do better than we did last year. So we're just going to keep trying until we can't say it
Capital
anymore.
projects, do you have any go back to the budget, do you have any capital projects that you're?
This year I do not have any.
Nothing.
Um,
Do you have some old capital projects that haven't been addressed?
no, they're in the queues, but
They're in
yes.
the loop right now.
And I should apologize, when I say I don't have a capital project, again, I split the building with the highway department. So that doesn't mean that Sean does not have, the facilities manager does not have some that he's put in. You know, we just got the new boiler system and that's beautiful, but that was not in my purview to put in, that was in Sean's. We have communication all the time. The building is it's going to be 24 years old. Any person knows that a roof never lasts more than 30 years, so that one's been on the books. But those are more of in Sean's wheelhouse. Mine are the inside and making sure that the building is successfully
How
running.
about the gym, the bleachers, the gym, is any action?
They were, that's part of the ones that are in the queue and ready to go.
Is it?
Yep,
They've been approved and all?
I believe they have. I'm gonna go with yes.
Is that a capital expenditure, capital project?
Yes, it was. So, yes.
And have bids gone out and all that, you know?
I don't know. I'll have to check where Sean
Sean.
is on that. So, I'm sorry. I shouldn't keep the facilities manager. I apologize.
Are there
He
any
is
other
very
capital
good.
projects that you see a need for here in this building?
So while I do my budget, that's one of the things that I assess.
Okay,
Um,
maybe you can have a separate list of the
absolutely.
capital,
There's
right?
always, as you said, the wish list,
Yeah.
the wants, the needs. Wants come really far down. The
As I
needs
tell my
are
son, there are needs and wants.
right, and that's where we look at. I'm doing just what needs to be done. You've all known me a long time, and the safety of anyone who uses this building is always going to be paramount to me. So I make decisions that I feel are in the best interest of everyone and the safety of everyone using the building. It's not always the most popular, but I do believe it's what's necessary. So
Thank you.
that kind of got me into the building use one, which I
Yeah,
just talked
yeah,
about.
yeah, you did.
Where you have the open house to show people the changes that have been made. We're excited about how many people are coming in to use the pool tables and things, ping pong, tabletop tennis, and the pool tables. And we just today got some of the games we ordered for kids. And we're putting a shelf out, and we have games that will go on the wall for them. So we're excited. It's kind of a new makeover after a few years. And when you walked in, you probably see we just got a huge donation of kids' books. So we'll freshen those all up. We're excited about people wanting to be part of this transformation. And honestly, it has been very positive, and we are grateful. We did not shut down anything to make the transition. But that doesn't mean there haven't been glitches, so we are so happy and appreciative of the public who's been really patient while we've gone through this.
Carolyn, what's the difference between the current way, the existing, the old weight room and the new one? What's the difference in terms of the two?
Sure. So what we did is, as you all know, there was not enough space. It was not an ADA compliance. There were people who could not, taxpayers and residents who could not use the weight room.
Current weight room.
The current weight
existing,
room.
yeah.
There was not enough space between machines. It was dangerous when people were lifting weights. There was a machine right next to it that someone was on the floor. it had a lot of concerns, safety concerns. So what we did is made 2 separate rooms. The newer room is the cardio room. It's going to have all of your ellipticals, treadmills, things like that in there. While the the regular weight room, fitness room has stayed all of the resistance machines and the free weights and lifting. And it also has floor room now for stretching, which was a big problem, that people were stretching where someone else was working and people were tripping. So it has met all of the needs, and we have received amazing feedback. So
I was going to ask one question. I mean, this is like wish thinking ahead. I know as we keep adding more and more and more programs, you always need more and more space. So I'm just thinking, in terms of the basement, how much space is even available to put anything else in there other than storage? Because I know that you have to have storage and everything else. So like
So the basement is 17,000 square feet. That's the total square footage of our basement. You know that it has storage down there for every department within the building. Could it be cleaned and organized and evaluated? Absolutely. Yeah. And I do believe that sometime that is the way that we'll have to go. I don't know that we're there yet. I was in the building all last night, and every room was full. Yeah. And it was great. It's not that it was overflow. It's not like we said no to anyone, but every single room was full. We had orchestra, and we had the sound dunes, and we had the viewfinders club, and we had Harwich Chatham newcomers game night, and we had an NA group, and we had hoops with Noop in the gym. I mean, every place you looked, it was alive, and exactly why the community wanted a community center. So that's what we're striving to do. Yeah. I never want to turn anyone away, and I feel like we've been very successful at making sure we can fit everyone in.
You know, I think to buttress what Angela said, by taking over room 2, did that decline the availability of people being able to use a room for any purpose whatsoever?
It did not. Prior to do this, I did an extensive report, which I shared with the town administrator and the youth and rec director, and showed that it did not disrupt a single person. Now, did someone have to move rooms? Absolutely, but we have always said our job is to fill the building to the best of its capacity, which sometimes means that if you always like room 4, you might be in room 3. Yeah. But everyone had a room. We did not have to disrupt a single group, not one.
Now, what happens in the summer when we have ticket sales in here? Where are they?
We have a plan for the ticket sales,
okay.
So they'll be creating a new space inside the building,
okay.
If the ticket sales come here. But either way, we're going to be creating an additional space.
Is there space at 204 to do any further kinds of usage, that the community may want for meetings and stuff like that, for those purposes?
I'm sure there is, but I'm not going to turn someone away. My job is to get more people in here. Yeah. So we're definitely going to work. We do work. I don't know if you came in through the front door, but we have a sculpture outside that is one of the artists at the 204. Reagan mentioned one of the people who's going to do a program in December, I think she's coming, is also from the 204. So we collaborate. I don't know if you noticed, but I'll collaborate with anyone who wants to work with us. We will do anything. So I have not, could we use more gym space because we could rent it out? Sure. But right now, I don't have that. So we'll see where the 204 is going, and we'll be part of the conversation and ready to jump in whenever they need us. So
that's good. Well, thank you for answering. Oh, thank you. All right, so we're up to now, next meeting, change time.
So your next meeting would be on November 3rd.
Which is a
Friday. And I know some have said, do we have to meet on Fridays? I'm going to just say, I don't set the schedule. My only request is that next month, November 3rd, I'm excited that the Monomoy School asked me to come and help with one of their programs, and I relish the opportunity to be involved with the students over there. So I would hope that we could be it's at the same time as this meeting at 10,
Or
so
can
if
we
we
do
could
it
meet at 1 or,
Can we do it at 1?
that's
Is
up
that
to all of
okay?
you, but that's the only
Sure.
reason. You
You-
can also meet without me if you prefer.
You guys
no,
good
we
at
like
1
it.
o'clock?
Yeah.
Ralph, you good at
One
1?
good at one, yeah.
1
right,
o'clock
1
on
o'clock.
November, thank you, I
Sure,
appreciate
right
it.
after
So I
volleyball.
will be with the students, I'm excited.
Good.
Can we be nosy and ask what you're doing at the high school?
Credit for Life.
Oh,
Do you know Credit for Life? Of course you do. So that is, I got to go last year, and I think I had the best job. I had the Wheel of Fortune, and in case anyone's listening, I really loved that job. But it's wonderful to work with the students and the other volunteers. There's community members, and all the students go through a program, and it's really learning some real life skills and getting to know people in the community. So I'm excited that they have reached out. It's so good to work with them. That's what I'll be doing
All
on
right,
November
this is
3rd
awesome. All right,
in the
proud of you.
morning. So
Got it. Okay. So let's kind of go around the room here. Vandy,
good,
anything
thank
else
you.
you'd like to add?
No, I think I've got it.
Val?
Nothing, thank you.
Reagan? Anything else?
no, I'm excited, and I hope that the next meeting will have new members.
That'd be
Good.
awesome, yeah.
So
Yeah,
we'll
that'd
keep
be
our
great.
fingers crossed.
Yeah.
And again, I'll get some information ready for our next meeting, and I'm excited. Congratulations, Angie. Did you all pick a vice chair? I'm just curious in case Angie's not here.
Yeah.
Ralphie, unless you want
Why don't we wait till the next meeting?
Whatever you want to
Yeah.
do, you're all in
Somebody might
charge.
suggest, I really don't.
Okay.
I'm uncomfortable doing that.
Oh, all right. Next, would anyone like to make a motion to adjourn?
to, so move
Second?
I would second.
Vote?
on.
It's unanimous.
Welcome aboard again.
Thank you
very
all.
much. It was